Can you hear me? It has been a glorious time to be alive and doing research in theoretical physics. Our picture of the universe has changed a great deal in the last 50 years, and I'm happy if I have made a small contribution. So remember to look up at the stars and not down at your feet. Try to make sense of what you see, and wonder about what makes the universe exist. Be curious. And however difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. It matters that you don't just give up. Thank you for listening.
We have just heard the voice of Stephen Hawking, or more accurately, a synthesized voice representing his thoughts, a brilliant scientist whose monumental contributions to cosmology and his indomitable spirit have inspired humanity. When we think of the great and influential scientists in human history, certain iconic names immediately come to mind. Isaac Newton, with his law of universal gravitation; Albert Einstein, with the theory of relativity; Marie Curie, a pioneer in the study of radioactivity; Charles Darwin, whose theory of evolution revolutionized our understanding of nature; and even controversial inventors like Thomas Edison or Nikola Tesla. But in the modern era, particularly in the early 21st century, who are the scientists that have left an indelible mark on the world? One name that cannot be overlooked is Stephen Hawking, a genius whose contributions to science are immeasurable. Hawking was not only a brilliant theoretical physicist who dedicated his life to pushing the boundaries of human knowledge, but he was also a symbol of extraordinary resilience. Despite being diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, a degenerative neurological disease that gradually robbed him of his mobility and confined him to a wheelchair for most of his life, Hawking never abandoned his passion for scientific exploration. His groundbreaking work challenged the frontiers of science and opened new horizons for humanity, particularly in the fields of cosmology and black hole theory. However, behind the brilliance of the disabled genius, Stephen Hawking's life was not without its struggles. He faced numerous setbacks in his research, where his theories were often met with opposition and skepticism from his peers. His personal life was equally complex, marked by his first marriage to Jane Wilde, who stood by him during his most challenging years. However, their relationship eventually ended due to irreconcilable differences. His second marriage was also tumultuous, becoming a subject of media scrutiny. Despite these challenges, Stephen Hawking remained steadfast in his belief in science and dedicated his life to unraveling the mysteries of the universe. To better understand the life and legacy of Stephen Hawking, let us delve deeper into the story of this extraordinary genius, a man whose brilliance was matched only by his resilience. Childhood and education. Stephen Hawking was born on January 8, 1942, in Oxford, United Kingdom. His father was a physician and his mother was a researcher. Both had studied and graduated from the University of Oxford. During World War II, his mother moved to Oxford to give birth in a safe environment. Stephen Hawking had two sisters and a brother who passed away in infancy. His family was considered intellectual but somewhat eccentric. They lived together in a large house, and meals were often eaten in silence as everyone held a book in their hands, reflecting the high value his parents placed on education and their encouragement of active knowledge exploration, rejecting traditional educational methods. Despite financial difficulties, They ensured their children received a full education and the opportunity to explore the world around them. Hawking began his primary education at Byron House School, but in his book, My Brief History, he openly criticized the teaching methods there. He recalled complaining to his parents, "This school isn't teaching me anything." The educators at Byron House believed in the rote learning methods that were widely accepted at the time. At the age of 8, his family moved to St. Albans. There, he was sent to a girls' secondary school that also accepted boys under the age of 10. His academic performance was average, with little significant progress. However, this was not due to a lack of intelligence, but rather his tendency to be lazy. Despite his mediocre grades, his teachers and peers recognized his genius potential and often called him Einstein. In My Brief History, Hawking wrote, "I was never in the top half of my class. My homework was messy, and my handwriting was a disappointment to my teachers. But my classmates nicknamed me Einstein. Perhaps they saw signs of something greater." Hawking's parents highly valued education, and their approach was more unique compared to many other families. Encouraging curiosity and learning, Hawking's parents always encouraged him to explore the world and ask questions. They provided him with access to books and knowledge from an early age, nurturing his passion for science. Respecting independence. Hawking was encouraged to develop independent and self-reliant thinking. His parents did not impose their views, but instead gave him the freedom to explore and pursue his interests. Supporting quality education. The Hawking family always prioritized education. They ensured he studied in the best environments, from school to university, helping him maximize his potential. Patience and love. When Hawking was diagnosed with ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, his family stood by him, supporting and encouraging him to overcome his challenges. Their patience and love helped him continue pursuing his passion for science. Gradually, he demonstrated remarkable talent in the natural sciences. His father hoped Hawking would study medicine, but he ultimately chose physics. University of Oxford, 1959 to 1962. In October 1959, at the age of 17, Stephen Hawking was admitted to the University of Oxford. Initially, he felt out of place due to the age gap with his peers and found the coursework too easy. Robert Berman, his physics teacher, remarked, "For him, knowing that something could be done was enough for him to do it without needing to see how others had done it." Hawking tried to fit in by joining the rowing club as a coxswain. However, he had no talent for it and often led his team to second place. In My Brief History, he wrote, "I joined the rowing club as a coxswain, but my steering career was quite disastrous. The rivers in Oxford were too narrow for parallel racing. In my first race, the rudder cable got tangled and our team veered off course. Nevertheless, through the club, I made many friends and felt happier." During his time at Oxford, Hawking spent only about 1,000 hours studying over 3 years, averaging just 1 hour per day. His lackluster study habits made him anxious about his final exams, as he often focused on theoretical questions and ignored practical aspects. Despite this, determined to pursue cosmology at the University of Cambridge, he decided to take the entrance exam. His results were borderline between a first and second class, forcing him to undergo an oral examination. There, Hawking impressed the examiners with his intellect and confidence. He candidly stated, "If I get a first, I will go to Cambridge. If not, I will stay at Oxford." Recognizing his exceptional abilities, the examiners awarded him a first-class degree. In October 1962, he began his studies at Trinity Hall, Cambridge. marking a new chapter in his scientific career. University of Cambridge. In 1962, Stephen Hawking arrived at Cambridge to pursue a research program where he requested to work with Fred Hoyle, one of the most renowned astronomers of the time. However, his life took an unexpected turn when he was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, in 1963. Doctors predicted he would not live more than 2 years with the devastating disease. Despite the physical pain and challenges, Hawking refused to let his condition hinder his spirit or career. He diligently continued his research, supported primarily by Jane, his first wife. Throughout his battle with the disease, Hawking maintained close relationships with friends and colleagues in the scientific community who provided unwavering emotional and professional support. As his condition worsened, Hawking gradually lost his mobility and ability to communicate. When he could no longer walk or speak, he relied on assistive devices, including an eye-controlled speech system. With this technology, he continued to work and communicate, defying all physical limitations. Notable scientific achievements. 1966. He published research on singularities and the geometry of space-time, winning the Idem Prize. 1968. Collaborated with Roger Penrose, a British mathematical physicist, to develop the theory of gravitational singularities, affirming the difference in gravitational forces at singular points. 1970. Hawking introduced the second law of black hole mechanics, stating that the event horizon of a black hole never shrinks. 1973. Published the book The Large-Scale Structure of Space-Time, summarizing detailed studies of space and time. 1974. He caused a stir with the discovery of Hawking radiation, proving that black holes can emit radiation and disappear. 1981. Proposed that the universe may have no beginning and no end. 1983. With James Hartle, introduced the Hartle-Hawking state, suggesting that before the Big Bang, time did not exist. Influential science books. Stephen Hawking not only left his mark in the field of scientific research, but also made a strong impression by publishing many fascinating books on physics. 1988. A Brief History of Time was released and became a global phenomenon with over 10 million copies sold, translated into 35 languages. 2001. The Universe in a Nutshell continued its resounding success, selling over 10 million copies and winning the Adventist Award for Science Books. 2010. Published The Grand Design in collaboration with Leonard Mlodinow, exploring the relationship between life and the universe. 2013. My Brief History is an autobiography chronicling his life journey from childhood. He and his daughter co-authored 2 books, George's Secret Key to the Universe, 2007, and George and the Blue Moon, 2009, helping to explain physical concepts to the younger generation through engaging adventure stories. Prestigious awards. Stephen Hawking has won many prestigious awards in his career, including Albert Einstein Award, Wolf Prize, Copley Medal, Presidential Medal of Freedom, the 2009, awarded by U.S. President Barack Obama. A witty and life-loving scientist. The Time Traveler's Party. In 2009, Stephen Hawking threw a party at Cambridge University, but with a twist. He only sent out invitations after the party was over. The invitation read, "You are cordially invited to Stephen Hawking's Time Traveler's Party. Time, June 28, 2009, Location: Cosmology Laboratory, Cambridge University. Hawking explained that if time travel were possible, people from the future could come back and attend his party. However, no one showed up. This led him to conclude that time travel does not exist, or at least no one in the future has discovered it yet. This story not only demonstrates Hawking's intelligence and sense of humor, but also shows how he combined science with simple yet meaningful experiments. It also reflects his passion for the mysteries of the universe, especially time and space. In addition to his dry scientific research, Stephen Hawking was quite the opposite of the stereotype of scientists. He was not only intelligent, but also very witty. Hawking loved classical music, science fiction novels, and even participated in acting in some movies. Although he only appeared in short segments, his facial expressions and his medical condition made a deep impression on viewers. Hidden corners and failures. No one is perfect, not even a great man like Stephen Hawking. Despite being a brilliant physicist, he also had his own hidden corners and failures in his career. Some of his contributions were not fully recognized, and there were even things left unfinished after his passing. The life and career of Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking was a renowned physicist known for his significant contributions to science, particularly in the fields of cosmology and black hole theory. However, his personal life was equally fascinating, filled with challenges and failures. The first marriage. Stephen Hawking met Jane, his first wife, when they were both students. Despite knowing that he had amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, and being told by doctors that he had only a few years left to live, Jane decided to marry him in 1965, when Stephen was 23 and Jane was 21. Their married life was filled with happy moments, but also many challenges. Stephen had to face the symptoms of his illness, while Jane had to shoulder almost all the responsibilities in the family. She was not only a wife, but also a nurse, driver, and parent to their children. The constant care for her husband and family often left Jane feeling exhausted. However, as Stephen Hawking's fame grew, their marriage became increasingly strained. Stephen became more engrossed in his research, while Jane felt lonely and worn out. At one point, Jane developed feelings for Jonathan Jones, a musician. The turmoil in their family and the growing distance between them eventually led to their divorce after 25 years of marriage. The second marriage and its failures. Stephen's second marriage to Elaine Mason, a nurse who cared for him, also did not last long. Initially, their relationship was passionate, but over time, it was marred by allegations of abuse and control. After 11 years, they parted ways. Interesting failures and missteps. Although Stephen Hawking was famous for his successes in his scientific career, he also had his share of memorable failures. One of the most amusing failures occurred in 2009 when he hosted a party for time travelers at the University of Cambridge. Despite meticulous preparations, including providing GPS coordinates to avoid getting lost, Stephen did not send out any invitations before the event. As a result, no one showed up. However, Stephen saw this as a humorous experiment and a way to prove the idea that time travel might become a reality in the future. Another failure of Stephen Hawking was his research on black holes in 1972. Initially, he did not believe in Jacob Bekenstein's hypothesis that black holes could emit heat. However, after 2 years of research, Stephen realized he was wrong, and black holes not only have entropy, but also the ability to emit energy in the form of radiation. the Nobel Prize, and his career. Despite his monumental contributions to science, Stephen Hawking did not receive a Nobel Prize. According to Carol Sun, the Nobel Prize is not awarded for theoretical ideas that have not been experimentally verified. Stephen's theory on black holes, while highly influential, had not been empirically proven, which is why he did not receive the Nobel Prize. Nevertheless, Stephen was still recognized as an outstanding scientist. Contributions and influence of Stephen Hawking on world science. Stephen Hawking was one of the most influential physicists of the modern era, leaving an indelible mark on the world of science. His groundbreaking work in cosmology, black hole physics, and theoretical physics has not only advanced human understanding of the universe, but also inspired generations of scientists and the general public alike. Revolutionizing black hole physics. One of Hawking's most significant contributions was his work on black holes. In 1974, he proposed the concept of Hawking radiation, which suggests that black holes are not entirely black, but can emit radiation due to quantum effects near the event horizon. This discovery was revolutionary because it bridged the gap between quantum mechanics and general relativity, two fundamental but seemingly incompatible theories in physics. Hawking radiation implied that black holes could eventually evaporate over time, challenging the notion that nothing could escape their gravitational pull. This theory not only reshaped our understanding of black holes, but also opened new avenues for research in quantum gravity and the nature of space-time. It remains one of the most profound insights in modern theoretical physics. The Big Bang and the origin of the universe. Hawking made substantial contributions to our understanding of the universe's origins. Collaborating with physicist Roger Penrose, he developed the Penrose-Hawking singularity theorems, which provided mathematical proof that the universe began as a singularity, a point of infinite density and curvature during the Big Bang. This work reinforced the Big Bang theory and laid the foundation for further exploration into the early universe. Hawking also explored the idea of a no-boundary universe, proposing that the universe has no distinct beginning or edge in time. This concept, while still theoretical, has influenced cosmological models and continues to be a subject of intense research. Popularizing science. Beyond his academic achievements, Hawking played a pivotal role in making complex scientific ideas accessible to the public. His best-selling book, A Brief History of Time, published in 1988, brought concepts like black holes, the Big Bang, and the nature of time to a global audience. The book sold over 10 million copies and became a cultural phenomenon, inspiring countless individuals to take an interest in science. Hawking's ability to communicate the wonders of the universe in a relatable way made him a beloved figure worldwide. He appeared in popular media, including TV shows like The Simpsons and Star Trek: The Next Generation, further cementing his status as a science icon. Advancing theoretical physics. Hawking's work extended beyond black holes and cosmology. He made significant contributions to the study of quantum gravity, attempting to unify Einstein's theory of general relativity with quantum mechanics. Although a complete theory of quantum gravity remains elusive, Hawking's insights have been instrumental in guiding research in this field. He also explored the concept of imaginary time, a mathematical approach to understanding the universe's behavior at the quantum level. This idea has influenced theoretical models and continues to be a topic of discussion among physicists. Inspiration and legacy. Stephen Hawking's life was a testament to the power of human curiosity and resilience. Despite being diagnosed with ALS at the age of 21 and given only a few years to live, he defied the odds and continued his scientific work for over 5 decades. His perseverance in the face of physical limitations inspired millions around the world. Hawking's legacy extends beyond his scientific achievements. He advocated for the importance of science education, the exploration of space, and the responsible use of technology. His warnings about the potential dangers of artificial intelligence and climate change remain highly relevant today. Stephen Hawking's prophecies. Upon his passing, Stephen Hawking left behind many important warnings about the future. In reality, some of his concerns have already partially come true. He emphasized that artificial intelligence, AI, could bring numerous benefits, but also carries serious risks. Hawking feared that if AI were to develop beyond human control, it could threaten the very existence of humanity. By 2024, we have witnessed significant achievements in AI, but it is undeniable that it has also brought many dangers, particularly in replacing humans in various jobs. Additionally, population growth and the overexploitation of natural resources were also issues that deeply concerned Hawking. He reminded us of the major challenges humanity faces, from the consequences of climate change to the uncontrolled development of technology. Furthermore, he criticized President Donald Trump's decision to withdraw from the Paris Agreement, stressing that this move would cause serious harm to our planet. His warnings remain highly relevant as humanity continues to face severe consequences from the misuse of technology and resources. However, most of us have yet to fully grasp the seriousness of the issues Hawking highlighted. Stephen Hawking passed away at the age of 76 in 2018. His death not only marked the end of an extraordinary life, but also served as a testament to the power of overcoming limitations. With unwavering determination, he defied the doctor's prognosis at the age of 21, which gave him only 2 years to live. Hawking's intellect and perseverance are a vivid reminder that the strength of the human spirit can surpass any challenge. A meaningful life can be built even in the most difficult circumstances. The legacy he left behind will forever live on in the hearts of those who dare to dream and never stop striving. Hawking showed us that with determination and passion, anything is possible. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to support us.